a mighty empire ruled by descendants of gods. A remote island where stone giants stride across the earth. A fertile garden where modern humanity was born. Are the legends tied to these ancient places truly based on fact? Why did such remarkable worlds exist, and why have their secrets been lost to history? How on earth did they make these? How did they move them? Nobody knows. It's entirely possible that the Garden of Eden lies underwater today. Some believe these ancient cultures were linked by flying machines operated by extraterrestrials. Millions of people around the world are convinced that visitors from other worlds have come here before. What if it's true? Did ancient aliens truly help shape our history? And might we find proof by exploring our planet's mysterious lost worlds? Central America, within a lush valley situated between the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea, what we now call Honduras, lie the monumental ruins of Copan. Scholars regard Copan as having been the cultural and political heart of the once mighty Maya civilization, which flourished between 2000 BC and 800 AD. Copan has often been called the Paris of Mesoamerica because it was a hub of art, scholarship, and refined culture. Its sculptures are exquisite, and its architecture is simply magnificent. At its height, Copan may have housed as many as 20,000 people, spreading across 10 square miles. Then, in the 9th century, this grand Maya city was suddenly abandoned, its people disappearing without a trace. By the time Spanish conquistadors arrived in the 16th century, they found only a handful of farming villages. What happened? Many researchers believe the Maya depleted their environment, fell into constant warfare, and ultimately dispersed. Yet the idea that the Maya simply vanished is complicated. Although they stopped building monumental structures, the core of Maya belief, its religion, survived. Even now it calls out, "Pay attention to us." We have vast knowledge to share. At Copan, the Maya raised temples, plazas, and monuments, including stone pillars carved in the likeness of their ancient kings. They were also one of the earliest civilizations to develop a written language. In the last few decades, we've made significant progress in deciphering their hieroglyphs, a process still ongoing. Might a closer look at these carvings and glyphs reveal evidence of contact with extraterrestrials? According to ancient astronaut theorists, the answer is yes. Some of Copan's large statues are especially fascinating. The gear depicted on these figures resembles some form of technology. One appears to wear a box with tubes and buttons. Very unusual. To some, these statues look like beings in spacesuits, suggesting that ancient visitors, similar in appearance to humans, once came here. Ancient texts say we were created in their image. Could these be the extraterrestrials? The text describes stone sculptures, known as stelae, have also provoked controversy since Copan's discovery in 1576. Various interpretations suggest the Maya had knowledge of a world far beyond their own continent. One dragon-like sculpture, for instance, has an undeniably Asian style. Some archaeologists even believe the carvings depict elephants, animals native to Asia, not the Americas. How could such Asian motifs appear in Central America, so far from China or Southeast Asia? Could extraterrestrials have served as a bridge, connecting the Maya and distant civilizations, all originating from the stars? The ancient astronaut theory proposes that ancient peoples had contact far earlier than mainstream history acknowledges, facilitated by flying machines, often depicted as flying serpents. While literal flying serpents don't exist, such poetic descriptions may reflect advanced technology. If the mysterious carvings at Copan hint at contact with beings from beyond Earth, did such encounters influence the lineage of the Maya's noble class? On the western side of Copan's main temple stands the hieroglyphic stairway, containing over 200 symbols, recording the dynastic history of Copan's kings. These rulers were portrayed as semi-divine, possessing sacred bloodline energy, a chulel, in Mayan belief, connecting them directly to the gods. Could Maya kings have been descendants of extraterrestrials? As some suggest, conclusive evidence might be found in their mastery of astronomy. The Maya created extraordinarily accurate calendars and observed stars far beyond our solar system, Orion, Sirius, and more distant realms, without telescopes or metal instruments. They predicted eclipses and tracked constellations with uncanny precision. Why develop such exact cosmic knowledge? Ancient astronaut theorists argue the Maya acquired this wisdom from beings who came from the stars themselves. According to their creation myths, life originated south of Orion's belt, and teachers, called gods, came to Earth. If that's true, perhaps extraterrestrials laid the foundations of Maya civilization, intermingled with its royal bloodlines, and then visited other regions of the planet. Southeastern Turkey. At 7,000 feet atop Mount Nemrut lies the lost kingdom of Commagene. Around 62 BC, King Antiochus I built a mysterious sanctuary here, featuring colossal statues of lions, eagles, and gods from both Persian and Greek traditions, as well as two massive sculptures of himself. Antiochus sought a synthesis of old religions, uniting Persian gods with their Greek counterparts. By placing a colossal statue of himself among these deities, he presumably aimed to ascend to heaven after death, joining them as an equal. The towering peak, painstakingly formed of countless limestone rocks, supposedly housed his royal tomb. Yet, despite extensive searches, the tomb has never been found. Antiochus's monumental sanctuary suggests he possessed deep astronomical knowledge. A lion horoscope carved here indicates a specific date, and researchers believe a mysterious angled shaft through the mountain aligns with the sun and key constellations like Leo and Orion on particular days, locations once considered heavenly gates by the ancients. Might Antiochus have been a magus, a member of an Eastern priestly sect renowned for star knowledge, said to predict and influence events through astronomy? These magi, famed for following celestial signs, even to the birthplace of Jesus in Bethlehem, were associated with powerful star knowledge. Could Antiochus have learned from them, or even possessed extraterrestrial knowledge? If so, might the sanctuary at Nemrut Da have been built as a gateway to communicate with beings from beyond our world? Some believe Antiochus's soul departed Earth through this celestial gate, vanishing into the stars. Peru, South America, 250 miles south of Lima, lies one of the world's driest landscapes, once home to the Nazca civilization. Between the 15th century BC and 500 AD, the Nazca built their ceremonial center at Cahuachi. They were deeply spiritual, constructing temples and pyramids of adobe. Their religious life flourished during a time when they enjoyed abundant resources. But about 200 years ago, the Nazca vanished. Yet they left behind something extraordinary: the Nazca lines, colossal geoglyphs etched into the desert floor. These immense shapes, from spirals and triangles to hummingbirds and spiders, can only be fully appreciated from the air. How could a people without aircraft or sophisticated surveying tools create such precise designs visible only from above? Some believe these patterns were intended for the star people, gods who came from the sky. According to ancient astronaut theorists, the earliest lines may have been inspired by extraterrestrial spacecraft, their footprints etched into the ground. Later generations attempted to recreate these lines, hoping their gods would return. When they did not, the Nazca culture declined and dissolved, perhaps due to a crisis of faith. Incredibly, the Nazca also practiced cranial deformation, elongating their skulls. These distorted shapes resembled depictions of their gods, perhaps suggesting a desire to emulate extraterrestrial ancestors. Could this connection explain the sudden rise of sophisticated civilizations, like the Inca Easter Island, South Pacific? Over 2,300 miles west of South America, Easter Island is one of the most remote places on Earth. Here stand the Moai, nearly 900 giant stone figures, some over 30 feet tall and weighing 75 tons. They were likely painted and fitted with coral eyes, giving the eerie impression of sentinels watching over the land. Mainstream historians say Polynesian settlers arrived by canoe between 700 and 1100 AD, creating a paradise that later turned barren through deforestation and overuse. Yet how did these supposedly primitive people carve and transport the massive Moai without trees or advanced tools? Local legend says the Moai walked to their platforms, guided by a supernatural force known as mana, a gift from the gods. Could mana represent an ancient, misunderstood technology? Some device or extraterrestrial tool, allowing the near-impossible Easter Island's mysterious Rongo Rongo script and petroglyphs of birdmen hint at knowledge from elsewhere. Did inhabitants harness anti-gravity forces or otherworldly techniques once taught by star visitors? If so, that knowledge is long gone, leaving only tantalizing clues. The Middle East and the Garden of Eden. For centuries, scholars have debated the whereabouts and existence of the biblical Garden of Eden, a paradise where God created the first humans, Adam and Eve. Genesis mentions 4 rivers flowing from Eden. 2, the Tigris and Euphrates, are well known in Iraq. Another, the Karun River, flows through Iran. In 2010, satellite imagery revealed a fossilized riverbed, Wadi Batin, in northern Arabia. When these 4 rivers are combined, they meet near the northern Persian Gulf, today underwater, precisely where Eden might have been. During the last ice age, the sea level was much lower, creating a fertile plain in the Persian Gulf region. As the ice melted, dramatic floods may have submerged this primeval land, giving rise to flood myths like that of Noah's Ark. Ancient Sumerian texts describe similar scenarios. The Sumerians, whose earliest settlement was Eridu, claimed they were guided by gods, the Anunnaki, who may have created modern humans. Could Eden have been a laboratory, not just a garden? If extraterrestrials engineered humanity, Eden might have been a real place, now lost beneath the waters of the Persian Gulf. Revealing our past, shaping our future. Is it truly possible that the first humans were designed in a Garden of Eden by beings from beyond Earth? Ancient astronaut theorists say yes, pointing to cuneiform tablets and legends from Sumer for proof. They believe that by investigating lost civilizations and ancient worlds, we may not only uncover our hidden past, but also reveal our astonishing future.